And we are back, guys. We had definitely major technical difficulties. So if you missed a little bit of the conversation, well, here's where we're going to pick up.
Thank you, Julian. Good job.
Yay. Thanks, Julian. So the question I was going to ask you, because you mentioned how that you were in charge of this development, but the question I was going to ask you was not only were you in charge of it from ground zero to up, but also getting them sold.
Yes.
So that's a whole different like task within itself. That's like you had like a 5-man job that you were doing.
Yeah.
No wonder you had no days off.
Yeah, I know. It would
Like
definitely
no holidays, no nothing.
Yeah, and so it was hard. You had to have a partner that you really trusted that would actually like help your clients out while you were gone, or you had to go in on your days off. So yeah, literally no days off. But the sales part of it, I definitely learned. People would think of it almost like you would. From an outside perspective, I feel like you would think that some people are car salesmen like that. And I would think that maybe there are some. But on my side, I learned like overcoming objections of different homes, like a home with a power line behind it, a home that had a railroad behind it, like different things that people would say. Like if you go to a listing appointment tomorrow, you don't know what you do your research, obviously, but if you get your call, sometimes they're like, can you meet tonight? Right. You don't know what you're going to fall into. And so I have I'm able to overcome a lot of objections of things that you just wouldn't foresee on a house.
On a normal, like, would you say like KB bill or something?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I learned that part of it. And then the sales side was obviously adapting to all the different personalities and understanding the marketing of the home. So certain homes, for example, it would drive me nuts sometimes. Like we'd have a development in, let's say like North Ranch, Cucamonga, and they would be advertising on the freeway in Rialto. And I'm like, that's not your market. Why are you advertising to that buyer? And this was a Fortune 500 company. I'm like, why are you advertising to that buyer? It didn't make any sense. Right. So it helps me look at things differently also when I'm selling a home, like who am I going to market to? Who am I targeting? And just kind of looking at it differently that way as
your overall audience. Will you also sell them in the beginning, like through different tiers, like builders do different tiers too, or was it just wait till
different tiers? So sometimes we would sell dirt and have to get the floor plans out and walk through, okay, this is the side yards that you have, here's easements that you have. So going through the whole layout of everything and walking through someone through dirt and actually like measuring out, okay, now, yes, you're on dirt right now, but here you're standing in the kitchen. Imagine looking out the window that's facing this way and you have the sunrise coming up. So different things that are a little bit harder, I think, for someone who hasn't been in real estate in the past, but it's neat to kind of have that background on things.
Yeah, but you have a different niche in real estate because you can see what others don't see. Like you said, we're like the blind eye. We see a house that's already structured and built. Yeah. Unless new builds, but you're really not, even as a new build, because I've sold a few new builds and I've been there from the ground zero up, but it's not the same when you're managing and you're there on a day-to-day. Yeah. And you can literally, like you said, here, I'm on the dirt and here's, this is the vision. You're selling the vision of the home without its bones and structures. Yeah. Versus us, it's already somewhat like, here's the blueprint. Here is the layout of it. Here is what you know what I mean? It's a lot different on my end as I would say like a regular realtor versus you're on the development side. Yeah. And you're more the creative side.
Yeah. And it helped me actually learn, like, I love open houses because of being in that genre before. So having people come through homes as a developer, you're getting said no to most of the day, right? But you might have that one person that comes through that says yes, but you're doing the sales part of it. So you're talking to every single person, and we had secret shoppers too. So you had secret shoppers come in that knew like you had to hit certain marks that you have to talk about the home. And that's kind of, now I look at that like when I'm in an open house and let's say my seller has cameras, right? They're kind of your shopper as far as they want to make sure you're talking about every little thing that they told you about. Right. So it's like making those notes and making sure that I'm like, maybe they sent in their niece who's a secret shopper to see how I'm selling their home, how good of a job I'm doing. And then also knowing that the people coming through the front door, my job at the open house, in my eyes, I look at it like the sales for that. My home, it's not my job to get you for the next house. I kind of look at it, my job is to the seller and to make them happy and to make sure that they are giving me repeat business. And so I just want to find the buyer for this home personally. I'm sure some realtors would argue with me against that. But I am your tour guide and I know everything about the home. Let me tell you all about this home. And I'm a wealth of information and knowledge about this home specifically and going to tell you why you should buy this home. And it actually is a breath of fresh air for a lot of people, they say, that come through the front door, because they're not hearing, oh, are you working with an agent? Are you pre-qualified? Are you pre-approved? Like, they're hearing that on the 5 other open houses that they just went to. Whereas me, I'm just giving them all the knowledge I can, telling them everything I can about the home, not being pushy. And it also helps me build that relationship with the other realtors that come through the door too, because they're like, you were so friendly. We enjoyed your open house. And we just build that rapport together. Also.
Like you said, you weren't that car salesman. Like, well, you don't like this car. Let's go look at this car. You're the expert of this.
Yeah.
See, and that's what I think like a lot of agents miss. My personal opinion too is being the expert of whatever, client, whichever home they're selling or whatever area of their market, let's just say.
Yeah.
If all you keep hearing is I'm the real estate agent and I'm the professional agent here in the city of Rancho, right? But yet, all you see them is like posting in LA or San Diego, but like you're marketing nothing but Rancho, but you're doing this, like be the expert of your city, of your area.
Yeah, have your niche.
And go with that. I even see you, and I applaud you for that, because I even see you marketing your city, even with different restaurants coming soon. When something opens, you post about it. You share to your community. You're very involved in the community. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's funny because like I'm the go-to of like my girlfriends. They're always like, hey, I'm trying to find a new yoga studio. You're the person to go to. What yoga studio? And I'm like, okay, this one is hot yoga. This one has this instructor. This one, and I tell them all about everything. Or hey, I'm planning a date night. And I literally am like, and I tell them to go to this place and here's all the details. And they're like, I knew I could go to you. But yeah, I've just really immersed myself, and I guess because of the fact too that this is I've lived here since '89, like I am the best person to go to of anybody. Like I know everything like the back of my hand. So, and I'm such a foodie. I love going to like the new restaurants. I'm like, oh, I'll be there right away. And I love going to everything, new gyms, new shopping boutiques, especially ones that are women owned. That's like my heart and soul. Like anything that's women owned, I'll be there right away.
Women empowerment, supporting. Yeah. Yay. I love that. And I have ran into you almost spinning. Excuse me. I have ran into you in certain different places as well too. So that's kind of cool, seeing familiar face, Yeah. And the fact that again, you're posting, like I've gone to some venues just because I've seen you post, or like when you see your girlfriends share and they're excited about it, it gets you excited. Yeah. At least it does for me personally. Like I'm like, okay, they loved it, so it must be good. And I know they're like this outgoing person, versus like if I see stay-at-home mom Joe, who never goes out, and she's going out that one time, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna go reach out to her.
Well, and it's building that trust and reliability and the familiarity with your niche. Like I know my niche my niche and my buyer is exactly like someone like you, who wasn't a realtor, obviously. But it's not like I'm not going after the military man or the guy who's a police officer. Like, okay, I would obviously be talking about much different things than I'm talking about to the audience that I'm talking to.
Right.
So my audience is like a female single or married even, but a female audience member in the city of Rancho Cucamonga and surrounding areas. And that's who I'm usually targeting, mostly first-time home buyers also. And that's usually who I'm targeting. So when I'm talking to people, you'll see, that's who she's talking to.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the new Home Depot. I care less about the new Home Depot.
No, and you're clear on it. That's why I love it, because I'm like, I'm single, guys. So when I live in Rancho, so I'm always like, okay, she posted this, she posted that, I'm gonna go check it out, So I love that you're so involved, and that makes me excited to get involved too, because we all learn through sharing, right? And I always say this, people learn through sharing when you share something. So it makes me, I didn't know I can get involved. Well, now I want to be involved.
Yeah.
And
your client should be someone that you want to be friends with, right? Yeah. And you want to be, my clients I have clients I haven't seen in 6 years, and they come to my house for a client appreciation party. And it's like, we just saw each other last week. It's like, I haven't seen you in 6 years, but we've all kept in touch, whether it's through Facebook, Instagram, texting, whatever it is. It's like, those are people that I attracted in the beginning that were like me, like-minded, and we're able to remain friends and keep that relationship closer because
that's awesome. Have you had a close friend through real estate, not just someone like that you met in the process of helping them buy or sell that has now become like a really close friend?
Yeah, a lot, actually. Good. A whole lot. Yeah.
See, that's how it should be, I feel. Not just like, again, that one transaction and that's it. Like, I'm sure you have nothing but, repeating referral clients, and that's awesome. Because I see your stuff. So I'm like, I love your videos. I love how you're very informative, and like you're different. It's not just the real estate, So I think, like you said, it draws attention, it brings your audience, and it's very clear who your audience. It is bright. You're not boring at all. You're really not, because it's very inviting and lighting, and it's like, it's fun. You make it fun, and I enjoy that, between you and even Claudio and some of the other people here at Main Street and other realtors out there, like I enjoy, me specifically, in my opinion, someone who's relatable, right? Like be goofy. It's okay to have fun with your work because we're all human. But the fact that you can be informative and give the message is even better.
Well, and exactly what you said, we're all different. Like I'm different, but we're all different.
Right.
It's just a matter of us being comfortable with putting that out there.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like the next person. Like I'm like, oh, I got to make a reel today. Oh, I got to like put some makeup on to go take that picture for this post or whatnot. And we all hate putting ourselves in front of the camera, and it's hard to be authentic. But when you do, it totally pays off because we're all different and we attract different people. And there's enough business for us to all go around. So we should all be putting our authentic self out there.
100%. And that's like the biggest thing right now, right, in our industry is like the social media, right?
Yeah.
It's getting yourself out there. You can't be out of sight, out of mind, or no one's gonna know who you are or what you do.
Right.
You have to continuously, hey, this is what I do. This is who I am. This is the market I specialize in looking to buy or sell or invest or whatever. Contacts, Serena.
Yeah.
So this is where you can reach me.
Exactly. And I always tell people, I'm like, the biggest mark that people miss, I feel like with social media is, to play off of what you said too. It's like, it's social media. It's as if you're at a party.
I like that.
Imagine all your followers, you're at a party. You're not going to stand in the corner of a party and go, just sold. Just listed.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to come talk to you? No one's going to talk. Nobody cares, right?
Yeah.
But if you sit there and you're informing or sharing something fun or sharing something that's going to create a conversation, it becomes social. Otherwise, the whole just sold, like nobody really cares about all of that.
And thank you for reminding me. And that's a great reminder for me. And I'm sure for all of you too, like what she just hit on. It's the social thing. Yeah. It's not, because I look at it, social too, but we forget, right? Because I'm like just posting a post or I'm posting a picture or whatever content we have here, not something more personal of my personality.
Yeah.
And
it's hard.
And thank you for reminding me of that, because now I'm going to look at it different again.
Yeah.
See, I'm constantly learning. Sharing is how you learn.
I remind myself too, because I get caught up. You get, brain fog or whatnot. And then it's just like, what else do I post? And it's just, you end up doing the just sold. And then it's like, all right, switch it up again.
Yeah. So being involved in the community as you are, is there like a specific, home, I guess, or charity that you are heavily involved in the city or the community?
Oh, I have been like throwing so many different ideas around in my head, and it's just taking the action to do it. So I definitely need to put that on my 2024 to-do list for sure. So I haven't like narrowed down exactly, but I definitely need to do that.
I know. I feel like I've kind of jumped into a few just to see.
Dabbling, yeah.
Yeah, because to find like where I feel not necessarily home, because obviously I love helping them. I'm a huge supporter. I love supporting all my friends and all their charities, but one that's really I haven't found that one that's like I am diehard for. Yeah, because I've helped, my sister was a social worker, so I did a lot of involvement with childcare and giving back in that sense, and a lot of that in my childhood and stuff. And even as an adult, but one that's like heavy that where I'm like, maybe I just like create one. I don't know. I haven't found one that's like, this is my heart and soul.
Yeah.
And I'm searching for it, and I'm going to come to me naturally because I'm manifesting and I'm writing it in my journal. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's going to come.
It'll come to you. Yeah. Especially if you're manifesting. I'm a huge believer in manifestation.
Do you have a word of the year?
A word of the year?
Yeah. Like I'm big on like, I'm starting that little word of the year. Like, that one word that's going to describe what you want to be your 2024.
Yeah, I originally had planned for it to be growth, but I never did that. Like I do a vision board, and I didn't put it like all the way across my vision board or anything like that. So I did, but that was kind of the
growth.
That was kind of my word of the year. But
mine's execute.
Oh, I like it.
I know.
I love it
because I've been half-assing my personal stuff, not so much work, but my personal intentions. Like either I do it and complete it, but don't feel so satisfied with it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I could have done things a lot different, a lot better. So I'm like, okay, execute.
Yeah, I like it.
That's kind of my little badass word of the year.
I had a friend who had do it, just do it again. So that was like,
cool.
Just execute things.
Let's put the Nike symbol on.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, I have my vision board. I did it on Canva, and I have it I have it printed out on my mirror. So on my mirror, I have, what I just did actually today, speaking of manifestation. Again, I got into a rabbit hole yesterday. Valentine's was yesterday, so I was home alone. I was not on a date. I opted not to because I told myself I'm not going to go on a date just to go on a date because it's, I was asked on several dates yesterday and I'm like, I'm not doing it unless it's my person.
Good for you.
So I literally went home. I ordered Jimmy John's. or no, was it not Jimmy John's? Jersey Mike, sorry. And I had like half of that, a glass of wine, and I started watching like, what was I watching? I was watching some like love movie. I watched Crazy Rich Girl and then something else, or Crazy Asian Rich
Crazy
Girl.
Rich Asian,
yeah. And then like some other movie I forgot, and then I knocked out. But I'm like, I told myself I'm not gonna go on these dates just to go on a date.
Yeah, as you shouldn't.
But
what was awkward?
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
But my point with that was yesterday. I started going in a rabbit hole, kind of like manifestation and just like self motivation and stuff like that. And I came across this thing called Lucky Girl. Like instead of saying like I am like when you manifest like I am worthy of or I'm full of abundance.
Right.
I wrote down I am a lucky girl because today I picked up a listing. I'm a lucky girl because today I woke up and worked out at 6 a.m. Like, so this girl was talking about it. I'm like, I haven't heard that version of it.
Right.
So I'm like, let me try this. And it felt really good writing it. I don't know why, because it's like, yeah, I am that lucky girl.
They say you're supposed to do it every morning. You write that.
Exactly yes, but I have it on my mirror. So I have the little marker and I'm a lucky girl because I know I woke up and I went to the gym at 6 a.m. And then I literally did that like this morning. And after I was done, I'm like, I'm a lucky girl because I'm going to do this podcast with it. And I put your name on there.
All
like
of that
whoever.
Lucky, it's hard work. Yeah. You're working your ass off.
You see, if you look at my mirror, it's all covered. But to me, it was like, you know what? Just the fact that I did it was an accomplishment for one. Yeah. But then it's like the manifestation that goes behind it. So I'm like, let me try this. I am a lucky girl instead of the I am full of abundance or I have or I will.
Because abundance is so broad too. It needs to be more specific.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why when she was talking about it, she's like, you have to write down like I am a lucky girl or lucky man or whatever it is because of what? Like what is the lucky thing that's happening to you that week or that day?
Yeah, Julian, don't write I am a lucky girl when you're doing this.
And then unless you throw on a wig or something, then Julian could be Julia. JK. All right, we won't tell his wife. Did you do anything on Valentine's yesterday?
Oh, we did. I woke up a little under the weather, so I spent the first half in bed because I was like so determined. I'm like, I'm going to go to Valentine's dinner. I'm going to make sure I get out. And we went to Nuno's in Upland.
Nuno's.
I don't know if you've been there.
So
probably because I posted
Is it on
about
Benson?
it.
I know, probably did see it. Is it on Benson?
No, it's Monta Vista, and I want to say Arrow off the top of my head. Delicious, absolutely delicious. Nice. We go all the time. They have wine tasting events like every other month that we go to. Ramon is one of the shout out Ramon, one of the managers there.
I'm gonna check it out now.
He's great. Yeah, it's delicious. So we had a nice bottle of wine, some lamb chops, some empanadas. So it was nice. Yeah.
So like, what kind of restaurant is it? Italian?
It's
or like a fusion?
We've asked, but it's fusion. We've asked before, and I want to say he said it was Italian, French, Peruvian, and something else. I want to say
Peruvian. I love
it was
Peruvian.
Like it's a bunch of different things, but it's absolutely delicious. One of my favorites right now.
I want to say I have been there, but I could be absolutely freaking wrong. But either way, I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, you should. Best espresso martinis. They like them on fire.
The best espresso martini to date I have had has been at the Americano at the Art District.
Oh, never been there.
It is fresh pressed. You see the guy doing it. I want to say the owner's name is Mike. I could be wrong, but that's just what's ringing to my head right now. Okay. And I remember like he just makes it fresh, like off the espresso machine.
I'm going now.
It is the best. And I am obsessed with the Art District in downtown LA. If you haven't been, guys, like I love it there. But the Americano, yeah.
I will drive for food.
Me too.
I'll spend money on food.
Like well, we were just talking about me and my girlfriend this weekend are just gonna go, not girlfriend like lover, but girlfriend, guys. We're gonna go up PCH and check out new restaurants from breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So we'll see what places we'll hit. So stay tuned. And I'll probably try to go live and let's see how this live goes.
Yeah. I want to hear all the good places.
Adventures.
Oh, that's so cute. You should.
I know, huh? Every time I think of your name, I don't know why. I'm sure you get this a lot, Serena, like Serena Williams and stuff. But I think of badass, like strong name. Where did that come from?
Oh, thank you. My mother actually grew up with a neighbor that she loved and adored, and her name was Serena. So that's how I got my name.
I like that. I always love when a name comes with a story.
Yeah,
not
yours?
Just like yes. After old ladies' names here. Okay, I'm Esther Sophia.
Oh, it's so pretty.
But I love my name. I didn't like it as a kid. I used to get teased, Esther the molester.
Oh my gosh.
It was bad. Kids are evil. So bad. But now I love it. And it's Esther without the H. So it's really unique. It's Spaniard.
Yeah.
So I was named after both my grandmothers. So Esther came from my mom's mom and Sophia came from my dad's mom.
Oh, I love it.
So I love my name.
Yeah.
But it's funny. My whole family calls me Sophia, like Sofia, not PH. I'm like, why don't you just name me Sophia? Like, yeah, like those that know me really closely call me Sophia.
Both. I can see you.
Yeah, but everyone calls me by my last name because I have 3 first names. Paula. Paula is my last name, Paula. So anywhere doctors and everyone, they're like, Paula. And I go with it at this point.
A lot of people call me Dobbie too. And I'm like,
really?
Does that sound like a first name?
It does not. It so does not. I don't know why. Dobbie to me sounds like a dessert.
Well, I'll take that. Yeah.
I don't know why. It comes out as like a dessert to me.
If I ever open up a bakery, I know
call it. Yeah, Dobbie's Delight.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. The double D's, Dobbie's Delight.
Esther's Adventures can come to Dobbie's Delight.
Yes. We'll definitely put it on your IG and podcast that out. So what do you like to do on your off days to get away from this crazy industry what we call real estate? Because we know how hectic and could be. And especially you saying you even TC your own stuff, girl. Yeah, like, I know. Delegate it out.
I know. I should.
Get an assistant. Get an assistant.
I know. I'm a control freak. I'm type A to the T. So
well, you even said I left my mom because I don't want to be associated.
You should see my calendar. It's kind of ridiculous. I like color code things, time block things, and
but it's good. You're organized.
Yeah, I'm super organized, and I get things done. So,
but get an assistant.
Yeah, exactly. I forgot the question.
The question. Sorry, is. What do you like to do on your downtime?
Oh, that's right. So on my downtime, I am big. We're big lake people, actually. Ooh. So we go to Havasu a lot, and we have our speedboat out there that we take. We take our off-road vehicle out a lot, so we do that a lot. Staying in town, and like I said, I'm a foodie, so I'm always at restaurants with friends, always having wine with friends somewhere. Always out and about through the town. I'm not a big like shopper girl or anything like that. Yeah, so it's more like grabbing food with friends and brunch. And I'll go to every brunch spot imaginable. And are
you a mimosa girl?
Fitness girl. Oh yeah, big time. I'm like a mimosa girl. I order mine like minus the orange juice.
Yeah, me too. I'm not big on the juices. I don't like sweet drinks.
Yeah, that's why. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, that, and then I'm probably the one person who's tried like every gym in town. I just love like working out, going to Claremont Loop, that type of thing, just hiking and stuff. So.
Oh, nice. So when you're out on the lake, are you like a layout on the boat kind of girl? Or are you like let me get on the water and wakeboard and do all that?
A little bit of both, actually. I'm definitely not like, I will not be sunbathing in the backyard or anything like that. I mean, I don't really need to, but
no, you have a nice
natural. But I'm going to be in the water, hanging out with friends, and always in the water for sure. Definitely not.
I'm the same. Yeah. I think I'm too like ADD. I diagnose myself ADD. I get too bored if I'm just still. Like
that's how I am too.
I'm like, okay, there's
something. My brain multitasks all the time.
Like even at home, like I'm a homebody if it's like visitors, right? Like if I'm hosting, I love to host. But if it's like me and the sun is out, I'm like, no, let me go on a walk, let me go on a hike, or let me just go out. Yeah, I'm the same way. I will get to like.
Yeah, and the same. If I'm home and it's the weekend and nobody's coming over, my husband's like, all right, like calm down. Like you planned way too many things. I'm like, these people are coming over Friday, these people are on Saturday. On Christmas, I like wore myself out. I think it was Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, and Sunday morning I hosted like for Christmas. And my husband was like, you're out of control.
In between like client and work and all that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're slow during that time period, but during that Christmas weekend, I just like went nuts. I hosted 4 parties in 48 hours.
Holy hell, that is a lot. I can do maybe 2 back-to-back. I've done 2, you know what? I've done back-to-back weekends where I've hosted. where like just like you, I'm the go-to in my group, where to go, what restaurants and places and travel, because I'm big on travel. I know you are too.
Yeah, I love traveling.
It's like, where do we go for this and that? I'm that go-to person. So I've done like back-to-back birthday weekends where I've done like 2 or 3 back-to-back bachelorette parties in Vegas. Because I'm in everyone's wedding. I am literally 27 dresses. I think I've said this several times. It is one day, guys, I will find the man of my dreams, and I will be. But
and I think I've seen you, and I'm like, she's here now. You're in San Diego, and you're in Vegas. So you're like,
I know. I was supposed to be in San Diego. Well, we were gonna do San Diego this week, and I'm like, you know what? No, let's just drive up the coast and see where we land. Let's just end up in Malibu. Like, let's go Malibu as our like last hitting spot.
Yeah,
but I want to go. Yeah, so it's not too far because on Sunday hosting tequila tasting.
Ooh,
if you want to come, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
I'll send the info.
We have a tequila bar in our house. So
do you? Yeah. You built a tequila, like specifically tequila bar, or just a bar?
Specifically tequila. It's my husband. It's not me.
So does he collect tequila, or is he like, is that his thing?
He's like a tequila connoisseur.
Really?
Like, he's the go-to person for. Yeah.
How come you guys don't just create your own line? That would be so much fun.
Kind of I don't George Clooney money. What are you talking about?
Hey, but that's why you are in the business you are, because you can meet investors, have them invest into your company, and there you go. And your husband's a connoisseur.
This house and start tequila brand.
What is it? They're saying don't use your money to invest in your business.
Yeah,
right.
There you go. Yeah.
So that'll be. Hey, you're welcome.
It's not my cup of tea, but.
Well, it's his, but I mean, that'd
be fun.
fun.
It would be super fun.
You know what? I wasn't so much into
Kendall Jenner did it, right? So
yeah, what is it? The 818 or whatever.
Yes, yeah.
I know. I wasn't really into
tequila. Design the bottle and the label.
That'll be fun. I know. I'll go for the tastings. Right? I want to do the agave like plant thing.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that travel around the world, try all these different tequilas. We should make a travel show out of this. Tequila tasting one-on-one.
On Esther's Adventures.
Esther's Adventures.
No, I won't do the tequila tasting with you.
I know. I'll get drunk so fast. I'm horrible at shots. This is why I don't do shots. Are you a shot taker? I am not. I'll sip on it.
No.
I will fake take like a mother.
I'm the person that throws it over my shoulder. I'm like, all right, everybody.
I am not afraid to say no when it comes to drinks, because I know myself. Yeah. I wasn't really into tequila till recently, because I've had, obviously I'm sure we've all had our days, especially back in the day in Rosarito. Horrible tequila. I've had like poisoning with it, basically. So me and tequila did not go well until recently. Now I'm learning more on the, there's ways to sip it. There's good ones, there's bad ones. There's what the dark ones are for, what the the white ones are for. Like, one's for mixing, one's not. Like, I'm learning a little bit more.
Over my head. I don't know that yet.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot more. I was always more on like the wines and even the whiskeys too. I'm more now on the old fashioned sides of things. So I love the taste of a really good old fashioned.
But you're from Southern California if you're like 18 years old and you've been to Rosarito already, right?
I know, right? So bad. Don't remind me. This is like the memories you want to forget. Or you don't remember because you were that drunk on the tequila night.
Oh, no. Fun times
good,
with your
all
friends,
fun. Sure. Yeah. Never
Southern
bad.
California kids.
Never bad. I know that's true. I always like, if people say, oh, from the IE, and you have never been to Big Bear or to like, to Newport, I don't know, to the beach or something. I'm like, okay, you're not from California, like, or from Inland Empire.
It was just this last weekend. We were laughing. We had a text thread going with one of my clients, and my lender and I. It was the three of us. My lender, the buyer, and myself. And the lender was snowboarding in Mammoth. My buyers were in Huntington Beach. On the beach. So they were sending pictures, and then I sent my picture from the desert in Arizona.
Oh my God.
And so we were cracking up because we're all
cool.
like, within a day, we're all in these different spots, and we were like, we got everything covered.
But isn't that cool? You can get to each location in a day, like you said. Yeah. Like Mammoth is what, 6 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours?
I've been surfing in the morning before and snowboarding at night before.
Really?
Yeah, it was super fun.
I've gone from Newton. Well, not snowboard. No, I'm sorry, not surfing. I've done, dude. I tried a wakeboard and I busted my ass so hard because I was like, the kids were like, "Come on, Thea, Esther, let's." And I'm like, "All right, cool, I'm gonna try it." Oh heck no! I have a video. I think I have the video on my IG where you see me and I'm like barely skimming the surface. Not wakeboarding, but skim
wake surfing.
Where it's on like skim surf? No, where it's like the little board is like you're on the sand. It's like in between the sand and the water.
Skimboard.
Yeah, skimboard. Because wakeboard's on the water. Yeah, so skimboard. So I was doing that. They're like, they made it look so easy. And they're like, you can do it. You can do it. And I'm like, no. And they're like, come on. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to show up these kids, right? Trying to be all like, okay, the cool aunt. Oh, hell no. I was on for like 1 second. And then, but thank God from snowboarding, I learned how to roll.
Oh.
So like you tuck and roll, a certain way.
I ran on my friend's kids like little hoverboard, the skateboard thing the other day. And I was like, nope, no.
I won't be on that. I'll bust my face for sure. Or like when I see people in LA on the little birds or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
I've literally had a friend text us a picture like we were leaving. I think we were there at a basketball game or something. He's like, oh, because he lived downtown. Mind you, we were not even drinking. Because I remember like we had my friend's kids with us, and then he was going to go home to pick up his kids and stuff. So he jumped on the bird. And within like not even an hour, we get a picture of him busted like his face because he, hit a wrong curb or something. And you will not find me on any of those electrical devices, guys.
I was impressed with Usher's skate, or what is it?
Skates?
Roller skates. The other day, I was like, how does Usher roller skate? He must have been practicing. I couldn't do that now.
Well, yeah, after the show, me and my girlfriends, we all just bought tickets. Yeah. No, we bought tickets for his concert.
Oh, I thought you said you bought roller skates.
No, you know what? I'm a blader. I can blade. I can blade, roller blade.
His concert's supposed to be great.
So it's in November.
That'll be amazing.
I know. Tickets were a lot, but it was okay. It's worth it. So, I'll see Usher any day. Nice. I love R&B. So
you work hard to have fun.
I do. So. I know. Well, thank God it's in November, so I got time to make up. But yeah, no way. I can blade. I'm a good blader. I cannot roller skate. I will bust.
You can start door knocking, just like roller skate from house to house. You'd be like the roller skating realtor.
That's a cool idea. I would totally do that. That would be a good way of like getting clients. Yeah, maybe we can start like a club with that. Like,
the roller skating realtors,
Main Street skaters,
Ranchos, roller skating realtors.
We'll have boards. We'll have people skateboard, roller skate. Like we can be the Main Street skaters. I like that. What's with me in these names? I'm coming up with names. We got Dobbie Delights. We got Esther's Adventures. We're gonna create some good stuff today.
So many things.
So many
ideas. So many activities.
So what is on Serena's 2024 projected goal and plans for real estate this year? What is it that you're looking to hit and target this year?
Oh, I always want to do 1.5 times what I did the year before. Last year was such a crappy year though, so I feel like I almost want to
for everyone, right?
That. Yeah, it just was not good. And this year has started off really, really well, definitely. So definitely just still keeping my referrals up. I love my past clients. So just keeping those referrals going. As always, as I think everybody's is, right? It's everybody's goals. And just exactly that, just trying to build up more and more. Yeah. I'm so private. Like I'm always like, I don't like talking numbers with people and stuff, but it's like, I have my goals up in my house and I see them every day, exactly like you do. You have to envision that and such, but that's just helping as many people as we possibly can. That's always the goal, right? Yeah. Always. Reaching to as many doors and having as many doors. Are you ever looking into like investments and stuff like the Airbnb anything, or maybe like hold it or buy and hold? Maybe. Is that like something that interests you? I love like the decoration stuff. We didn't flip our own home, but we just remodeled our own home. So I'm still just like focusing on like, all right, I just got to get my own home in order first. And then hopefully in a couple of months when that's done, maybe thinking about something else. Have you thought about interior design? Do an Airbnb one time. Yeah, but it's just like, where do you start with that? We have so much on our plates. When people are like, oh, I do real estate and this, I'm like, how do you do both? Like we work 16 hours a day. It's ridiculous. Like, how do you do both? I tip my hat to all the 24 parents and mothers. A day, really, yeah. But so when I'm a mother in this, I'm like, I tip my hat to you as a parent, absolutely. Mother, father, adopted parent. I don't care. I tip my hat to anyone who has a job, period, and can raise some kids, because it is not easy, even for ourselves, especially in today's economy. Like, it is insane. I know. Everything's gone up insanely. I know. Our superhero moms that do both are just so impressive to me too. No, for reals. I'm like, I don't know how our parents, or if those of you, like I was raised with a single mom, and or by a single mom, and I'm like, how did you, you and my sister combine like forces and raised us? Like I couldn't do it now. Like you can't. Impressive. It's so hard. I agree. I'm like, even just a 1-bedroom. I literally live in, or I had a 1-bedroom recently, and I'm like, $3,000 for a 1-bedroom. That is more than half people I know, like for their mortgage. What am I doing? I know. And these first-time home buyers, it's like amazing. Like I'm so proud of these first-time home buyers coming in. We're like, a 2-bedroom condo in Rancho, like $5,000 mortgage. I'm like, you guys like are so impressive that they're just like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, gosh, you know, I was barely, my first place, this is a 3-bedroom, is $2,400 a month was my mortgage payment. So I rented out 2 of the bedrooms for $700 each. So it was like house hacking, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you 2 are covering $1,400 of my mortgage payment. I'm only paying $1,000 for a mortgage right now, which was less than my $1,500 rent I could have done, and did that. But these kids are like paying $5,000 on their own. I'm like, you are impressive.
That was me. My first house or my first property was a condo.
Yeah.
It was a 3 and 2. And I was just same thing. I was renting out the rooms. So I'm like, I cannot do this by myself.
Yeah.
And now same thing, seeing, I mean, it's crazy.
I know.
Crazy. And not just the rates, but obviously the prices. It's like with inflation, it's just insane.
I know. But that's why I love my first time home buyers. I encourage them. And it's just like such a fun journey to be on with them because you see how hard they've worked for their money.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, my poor first time home buyers actually, they just had wired their deposit funds. And you know, this wire fraud that we talked to everybody about.
It is insane.
We had $5,000 just up in the air for 12 days. Like, I was just like, we are figuring this out. Like we were determined and we figured it out on day 13. But poor guys, the banks just like weren't communicating and there's something on the back end of it. But it's just like these first time home buyers, I'm just like, I applaud every single one of you for how hard you're working and how much you're saving for these mortgages nowadays.
I know. It hasn't happened to me personally, but I've heard like the fraud, and I know someone it happened to where their client wired their closing, the deposit. It was like a little over 100,000.
Oh,
and the wire fraud people did what they did.
Yeah, it's serious.
And
now.
you call 911 and police and all that. There's nothing they can do.
No, they wouldn't. No.
There is nothing they can do.
Even the banks are hard.
Nothing. Nothing anyone can do. It is insane.
Yeah, it's awful.
Oh my God, I would have like had a panic attack. I'm sure they did, but I'm just like, I never followed up on the story. Never followed up on the story. I never asked the lady like what happened to her clients this that or what was the ending. I was just like, when I heard, I'm like, I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah. It's all the bank's fault in the end, which the bank will not be named, but
right.
Literally, I'll tell you.
Yeah, and then low key, you know, your client wants to kill you, so you better go hide.
Because
they think it's your fault.
Yeah,
you know?
No, they thought it was escrows in the beginning, but then we got it all cleared up that it was not. It was
that's good.
Their bank's fault. So
that's good. Well, at least they recovered that money. That's always scary process.
I know, but you learn something with every transaction. That's the good and bad with our job, that sometimes you're like completely unprepared for some things and other things, you know, it's everything's so different. You just have, I mean, I've got stories for days.
Right. I know. Have you ever fired a client? I've fired. I'm sorry. Is that what I said? Fought? Did my Spanish accent come out? Fought. No, fired.
No, I've definitely like been completely okay. Like I do not need this listing by any means. By any means, I do not need this listing. But I don't think I've ever fired anyone. I'm very like adaptable in the sense where I'm very like, I think that's something like the Gemini in me. I'm very adaptable to situations and such. So I'm like, all right, I'll figure it out. Even the most difficult, I'm just like, okay, they've got a lot going on in their life. Let me adapt. Or, okay, I've learned like there's certain triggers with people, like some men need their ego. You just, just like, okay, you want to be the big man. Like, all right, I'll let you play that part and take the back seat, but knowing just feed into it and I'll take care of you. And it's just, you know, everyone's completely different. You know, some people, everyone has different triggers on things. So no, I've just adapt to the personalities.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, you have to be a chameleon in our industry, you know, with the market, with the client, different personalities. Yeah. I don't know. I don't see myself doing anything else but real estate or in our industry, let's just say. But, I mean, that just teaches you a bunch of different life hacks too, right? You know, like,
absolutely.
Yeah. Just how to read people too.
In general. Yeah.
Yeah. To sit back and listen. Like you said, it's a give and take, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, patience for sure. I've learned, I think more and more becoming, the older I'm getting, the more patient I am versus like before, like run, get things done now, if it's not done, or if not, I'm going to fire you, or I'm just going to kind of butt heads with you. And then we're going to come to an agreement. Now it's just, like you said, it's a lot more peaceful, a lot more calmer. My patience has been a lot more, you know, and I think it has to do with self-worth though, too. Right.
Yes.
Like I'm finding my peace. I'm really at peace. I'm like, I don't want anything to disturb that.
Yeah. That makes a big difference on things. 100%.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, yeah, I'm sure you have stories for days, just like all of us, especially 18 years in the industry. Dang, from the time you were with your mom. Well, yeah, I can totally see that. Did you guys have like injuries and stuff like that? You had to deal with workers' comps and stuff like that?
No. It was more weird things like, for example, going to a final walkthrough on a home and there was someone like hiding in the kitchen island, like a homeless person hiding in the kitchen island. Or we had one time they built the drywall and there had been a cat. So we were in the house and there was like meowing and we had to break the wall down and there was a cat in there. Like most random things. We had someone doing a bikini photo shoot in one of the master bedrooms one time. Like things that you're just like, what is going on today?
I mean, I'm sure you see that now. That's why people are like, okay, proof of funds before you can come view this home, because especially with social media and influencers out there, I'm sure they're going into homes and like you said, bikini photos and you're like, your sellers walking. Imagine that.
Yeah. We had someone one time who we did we tiled the roof and they came in, they said, there's a dragon. You built a dragon in the roof. And we're like, what? And they're like, you don't see the dragon? We're dead serious. They wanted the whole roof redone because they're like, there's a dragon in the roof.
What the heck?
Yeah.
How do you build a dragon with the roof of the tile?
I know, it's really interesting.
Was it like certain design on the tile?
It was like a Spanish tile. So they just thought the coloring was off and someone had built a dragon into it.
What were you on?
Yeah.
Some shrooms or something? Like a dragon on the roof where you had to redo the whole roof.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So many interesting stories.
And you guys ate the cost on that?
No, we didn't redo it. Okay. No. We're like, okay, would you like to take this other home instead? Something like that.
That's crazy. Yeah. I'm gonna start visualizing like animals on a roof.
Yeah. My craziest one time actually was I had a man come in, and he comes in and he introduces us to his fiance and brings a daughter in, the fiance's daughter, and they go through the house. Maybe like 4 days later, comes in with a different girl, and I'm like, oh, is this your sister? He goes, no, this is my fiance. These are her parents. And so the parents walk in, I'm like, this is a different fiance. And the lady, he starts telling me, I'd already talked to the other one, it's the second one, they're getting married in the same location. Like, started telling me how they're getting married at Long Beach Aquarium on this date. Like,
God.
He had two fiancés, the same exact. Like, he thought it was so sad. Like, they both came in thinking that he was buying them this house and like showing them the house. It was crazy.
It was like some sister wife stuff going on.
No, he actually ended up doing he forged bank statements. And so it was really
well,
crazy.
Yeah,
we ended up finding
two double lives like that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. People are so weird. No, I haven't had that. I've had like squatters and stuff like that. Like I've dealt with, I've dealt with someone breaking my window because I was doing a cash for keys.
Oh, wow.
Like, but that was like in the REO. Like, I mean, it was a whole different market, but nothing compared to development and stuff like that.
Yeah. Squatters are like my worst nightmare. I'm that realtor that goes in and I'm like, good thing I brought my gun with me. Like anyone who can hear.
I used to walk in with someone on the phone, like on speaker.
Yes, yeah. I pretend sometimes too. I'm like,
that too.
Yeah,
I'm coming in, guys.
Yeah.
Better not scare me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm good. I got bodyguards out. I got security. Dude, no, that's always scary, especially as a female. See, back then, I thought I was like all cute and stuff because you would see everyone dressed in suit and tie and dresses, and I wanted to fit in because I was 18 when I started going in the field. So I was 17 when I got in the industry, not even 18 yet, and then. No, I got like, I didn't know what REOs and properties were. So I was like, all right, let me go in heels and a dress and stuff. It's like, no, girl, you're going to be in the field with the homeless. Like, you're going to be taking pictures of boarded up homes and stuff. Like, here I am. I remember literally paying these kids on the street because the home was in the hood, like in the hood of San Bernardino. I was boarded up. I'm like, but I need to get in to do interior pictures, right? Because we have a deadline and I need to get these pictures to the bank or else I'm going to lose this freaking account because they score you on that. I'm like, fuck, how am I going to get into this home? It's boarded up. Shit, I have heels on. I'm in a dress. I'm going to get shot. Like, this is not like the ideal scene, right?
Right.
See these kids playing. I see this little window, like you could tell like from a bathroom or something. I'm like, all right, he can fit in there. That kid can fit. And I remember paying these kids. There's like 3 of them. I paid them each $5. Boosted them in, go to the house. I'm like, thank God their parents did not care. No one cared. So, but I kept an eye on them. And the whole time I'm like yelling, right? Like to make sure I can hear them the whole time.
Yeah.
Literally the kid hopped into this little window. Like we had to booster him up, went to the front, like kicked because from the outside we had to get the wood that was covering up the door.
Oh my gosh.
So we it was loose enough to yank it off. So, I mean, obviously I thought about that before putting the kid in because I wasn't just going to put him in. And then how's he going to get out?
Yeah.
So he was able to go in, open the door for me, and thank God the house was vacant. No one lived in there. But I was just like, oh my God, Esther, you could not be a parent. You almost put a kid's life in danger.
Oh,
like,
gosh.
I'm like, what am I doing here? But yeah, like crazy, like little things like that.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, no, literally.
We jump fences all the time.
Right.
And
I know. I've heard people been like chased by dogs. No, I've been chased by a lady, like I said, cash cookies, and she broke my window with a bat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my car window, like, and I was so scared. I didn't even stay to call 911.
Oh, I
just got out of there. Then I called the cops and I reported the property, and then they took care of it at that point. But I'm like, I'm not gonna stay here and try to, call 911 while you're here with the bat. Already broke my window.
I'm not gonna fight a client.
Yeah. I'm like crazy things like that, normal real estate stuff.
I know. That's like, I think people don't realize, like, as realtors, like, we've got like 3 pairs of shoes in our car and stuff. Like, you got to, all of a sudden you're walking through somewhere where you're like, all right, I need to change these heel out of these heels.
Funny you said that,
Can't be looking cute like you're on Selling Sunset. No freaking way.
No, we're not in crop tops and heels walking around looking cute for lunch every day, guys.
No. And most of our work is done like no makeup, messy buns, and like I'm in bed or in my home office, like just clicking
Late
away
night.
at 6 a.m. midnight.
Yeah.
There's one time like I was so busy and clients were telling me, you're sending me emails at like 3 a.m. I'm like, yes, I don't not expect you to respond, but that's like when I'm getting all of my emails done at 3 a.m. I'm getting it done. It's the only time I have to send them. Like, do not respond though.
Yeah, I'm like that too, because the distractions. Because then I'll start thinking, okay, let me do laundry, or like I have to do this, or or we make shit up.
That's what's hard working from home too sometimes.
Yeah, I can't work from home. Yeah. I'm not a homebody, and I can't work from home. Yeah. So it's just I can't, because I'm Dory. I'm so like I see shiny and I'm like, ooh, let's go. I can't. I just can't. Squirrel, literally. I have to be like at an office setting, focused, and I can knock things out that way. Or when no one is here. When no one's at the office.
That's when I do my best too. Like I always think, I'm like, I wonder if Rick watches these cameras, because I always am like in the office at like 6 a.m. on a Sunday, and I just like run in. I'm like, nobody's here, and just knock it out. I'm like, okay, I got stuff done.
Oh my God, if he sees the camera, he would see how many times I freaking run into the damn corner of the desk.
Or I come in gym clothes really early in the morning sometimes. Like, gotta print stuff off real fast.
I am such a corner, like I am so clumsy. There's a desk, you guys, right by my desk, and I always run into the damn corner.
Oh,
doesn't matter how I try to avoid it, I always have a problem.
You and I say I'm the clumsiest person I know.
I'm so clumsy.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank God, knock on wood, I don't fall. I just run into shit, like or hit things. I don't know what it is.
Oh,
and I'm anemic, so I bruise easily. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it sucks. Yeah. You break cell phones?
My thing's just yeah, I'm really bad. My husband made me get like a whole like Under Armour, like the ugly. I had the cute cases. Now I have the ugly.
The otter. What's called the otter?
It's exactly like the otter.
Oh my
God. It's like so ugly. I have to get that now.
It's all blocked.
Yeah. That and cars. I'm not good with cars.
Really?
But I find that if I do podcasts, like I just focus on driving, and I'm a lot better with it. So podcasts.
Oh, because really? Yeah. It's like different than music?
Yeah.
I
exactly.
I know. I love car karaoke. That's always fun to do.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You should totally do a podcast with car karaoke.
I should. And part of Esther's adventures.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I would love to do something like that. I don't know. I'm like silly, goofy at heart, but I'm very like focused. I feel like 2024 is that year, not just for me, but for everyone, where it's like a different vibe this year. Is that how you feel in your business?
So. Yeah, absolutely. We were so serious the last couple of years, and yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, like a big shift. Mm-hmm. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Especially now in real estate, it's like everybody's kind of realized like the rates they are what they are. Like it's time to still buy. It's, keep going with the home prices are great still. And now it's just a different mentality all around with everybody.
Is that your objection right now with clients? Is it still the rates? You still hear that a lot? Because obviously that's, the rates, right? That was a big thing. Is it what are your biggest objection you're hearing right now in the market?
Probably.
Still?
I think that's everybody, probably still the rates. Yeah. For buying side of it. But it's just a matter of, the whole, it's so cliche, but the whole marry the house, date the rate thing is so true. It's like, that's just, it's a great time to still buy, a great time to still sell. I mean, you're getting multiple offers in our area, and you still on the buying side are able to negotiate some things. So and just tapping the market and making sure you're understanding exactly what neighborhood you're in and what the homes are selling for, whether 5% above list price on average, or what that is. So,
and in your current market, are you seeing your homes move a lot quicker?
Yeah, as long as they're priced right, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm finding the same thing too. I literally had someone ask, well, the listing, right? Because that listing was up forever. And I'm like, well, first of all, you're way overpriced. So well, that's a huge factor.
Yeah.
Number
You're just
one.
sitting there. Absolutely.
So obviously in my head, I'm like, that's why you're firing that one and hiring me, right?
Yeah.
Like, because you are way overpriced.
As they should.
Yeah. But so what do you foresee this summer for you? Like as far like the market going?
Oh, I think it's still going to be great. I think it's just going to pick up from here. I tell everybody the year after or the weekend after Super Bowl, we always pick up historically every single year, no matter what. We always pick up the weekend after Super Bowl. So it'll be interesting to see how things start to shift. But this year, we even saw it before that time period.
It happened before.
And last month, it just was open houses were crazy. People are out, and a lot of buyers out there as real estate agents that don't have realtors. A lot of buyers that are just doing their own, or maybe they weren't necessarily in the market, but they saw this home that they loved and it just happened to be the right one. So they're like, all right, let's get on it and figure it out. So, and I feel like there's a lot more chances for double ending things also as listing agents. It's like there's buyers out there without the realtors. So because of that, you know, nobody that's like 100%, not nobody, there's a lot of clientele out there that is just kind of doing their own research and just kind of playing the field a little bit, not really sure on the fence, but when they see something that they love, they're ready to jump on it. So
I feel the same way too. I like those that got scared when the rates freaking took a spike.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they're like, okay, I'm not seeing it go anywhere or get any better. So now they're like coming out the woodwork.
Influx. Yeah. They all kind of just built up and it's all those buyers.
Now they're like, okay, no, I'm ready. I'm ready. And there's coming out to buy. I feel the same way.
Yeah. I have a few on the fence still, and I have a few that are still waiting for like that down payment assistance program, but it's making sure that they understand what is it
it's still a
dream
loan,
that you're
guys.
waiting for?
It's still a loan,
and now with the lottery, is it a dream? It's like, what are you waiting on? So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and like you said, with jumping back on like the technology, it's easy to see, right? But it's the understanding of how these programs work.
Yeah. And then that's our job. Exactly. That is buyers can go out and educate themselves and know just enough to be dangerous to themselves also. So it's our job to educate and fill in the gaps.
That's why we have the
understand and clarify.
Yeah,
that's why the consultations are so important, because with consultations too, they come in and they think they're informative. They've heard from their mom and dad, their grandparents or friends, their experience with it. Well, my friend did a short sale and this was and all these different things. And so it's like our job to make sure that they're understanding things from our point of view and we're staying up to date on the market.
Yeah, and then you nailed it completely right with the buyer consultation and knowing the market, knowing you as the agent, as a professional, how to educate your client on what's the best option for them. Because like you said, no transaction is ever the same.
Yeah,
you will never get one the same. You will never get, there's always the plan now, or we could set yourself up for an action plan for the future.
Yes,
so there's just different ways of working around, but you can never know unless you have that consultation with your client.
Yeah.
So that's the important part. Educate your people out there.
Yeah,
guys,
and stick with them, because there's a lot of buyers too that I have that it's like 2 or 3 years later that they come in to fruition. Whereas some agents are like, nope, they want the fast sale, they want it now. But it's like, no, you got to stick with them, and just when they're ready, they're ready. It's not up to, they're not on our timeline.
Exactly. So. Exactly. See, you have informed us so much today. I am so happy to have you here. Where can we find you on social media?
Yeah, I'm at the SDR group on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
And we're going to have Dobbie's Delights coming soon.
No.
I'm just kidding, guys.
I'm not that good of a baker.
Or the tequila.
My father-in-law thinks I am, but I'm not that good of a baker.
And that's why we're learning to delegate. Remember, we're going to delegate. I just love to do it. But thank you so much for coming on. It was so much fun.
Thank you. I enjoyed myself.
Thank you guys for watching out there. Don't forget to subscribe to the Mainpod. Once again, thank you, Serena. Thank you. And thank you also, Julian, over here. So Mainpod, subscribe. And don't forget to tune in next Thursday at 2:00 with another special guest. See you guys.